Shout out to Abu who sent this story in. We have to head over to Vivian, Louisiana, where a substitute teacher was arrested after she allegedly offered her students $5 to jump one of their classmates. Yes, you heard right. The woman is accused of paying students to jump another student. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. If you're watching from Louisiana, Vivian, the Shreveport Metro, go ahead and drop it below. Now, there's a woman that was working as a substitute teacher. She's been identified as 24-year-old Adrena Smith. She was arrested back on September 12th, 2022, with an incident that happened at North Caddo Elementary Middle School, the school covering the education for students from pre-K to 8th grade. We have to go back to August. That's when this incident occurred, August 23rd, 2022. It was reported that Smith approached 5 female students. She wanted the girls to jump another girl, and she got them to agree to do it by paying them $5 each. The school had video footage, and they're saying that she was communicating with 3 of the girls afterwards, congratulating them for their participation. Where was the substitute teacher while all of this was going on? According to officials, this woman watched the whole thing. She sat there on the bleachers in the gymnasium and looked on as the girls singled out one girl and they all jumped her. The sheriff's office says Smith just sat there. She didn't do anything at all to intervene. She didn't try to help the girl during the attack. And after, when the girl was laying on the floor, the woman did nothing. Not once did she even go over to try to help her get up. Smith just sat there the whole time. And then when something like that happens, you're supposed to report it to the administrators, to the school officials. But according to officials, Smith didn't say anything to them. She failed to report the incident altogether.
A substitute teacher is arrested after deputies say she encouraged students to tackle and bully a classmate. The Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office says 24-year-old Adrena Smith offered to pay 5 students $5 each to tackle their classmate.
Incident allegedly happened at North Caddo Elementary Middle School during PE class last month. Deputies say video shows Smith appearing to congratulate the students who participated. They say Smith sat on the bleachers as the victim laid on the gym floor and did not report the incident. She's charged with contributing to the delinquency of juveniles and malfeasance in office. Investigators say more arrests are pending.
A few weeks later, on September 12th, the sheriff's office released a public statement making the public aware of the situation and Smith's arrest. That's the day that Smith was picked up, booked into the Caddo Correctional Center on a $10,000 bond. She was charged with 1 count of malfeasance and 5 counts of delinquency of minors. On October 12th, she went to court, entered a not guilty plea, and her next court date is scheduled for December 7th. The school district terminated Smith, so she's gone, and we will have to wait until her court date to see what's next. Now, there's only a handful of media outlets that spoke on this incident, and none of them revealed the gender of the kids. None of them. It reminded me of the story I covered in Detroit a few months ago, where a misandrist wrote a story about a woman getting into it with her baby daddy at his house, leaving the house, then coming back with her 2 brothers. Her baby daddy had his protection and basically shot her brothers when they tried to bust through the door. If you missed that video, I'll leave the link below, But as I pointed out with that story, when the Detroit News reported on it, the misandrist who wrote the story kept saying when the person got into an argument with the man, the person looked at the other person and the person did this. I mean, it was a hot mess, all because the writer was trying to avoid saying it was a female who started the whole cowboy standoff in the man's front yard. It was written in a way for us to believe that it was just some black man having a shootout. Same with this story, excluding their gender, then leaving it up to the audience to figure out everything else. And basically, they just sweep stories like this under the rug. I have to be honest, when you hear a story like that, you automatically think it's some aggressive male kids. But no, you have a grown woman stirring up drama between these girls and making them have beef with each other. I mean, I think back to my teachers growing up, and they would never, even the sub teachers, they would never do anything like this. And to be fair to today's teachers, they do get a bad rap, especially when it comes to these sub teachers who are not even real teachers. This woman is really not qualified or certified to be in front of anybody's kid. She just shouldn't have been there. It's sickening. All of these aggressive and masculine women are already teaching schoolgirls how to also be aggressive and masculine as well. So these masculine girls are being taught to be that way everywhere they go. At home, they're taught to be masculine. At school, on social media, everywhere. It's unclear or wasn't publicized whether or not those girls got suspended or terminated from school, but the prosecutor and the detective on the case both confirmed with me that no other person was arrested regarding this incident except for Smith. She was the mastermind and the adult in the situation, so she's the one ultimately being held accountable for what she's done, as she should be. I hope that she's never able to work with kids again. There are some really good people down there in the Shreveport area, so I'm glad everybody did their job so far and they picked this evil woman up. But there seems to be no public outrage. I guess the only time people care is if the teacher is white or a black man. Then they'll be calling Ben Crump and then telling us to go out and protest and vote. But since it was a young black woman, it's like this story never happened. I'm sure most of you watching, you've never heard anything about this. It's like all of a sudden no one cares about bullying anymore. There's no concern about jumping people. You have all these girls jumping one girl. And then another issue. The same school district spoke on a shortage. In complete desperation, they reached out to parents to help them with their temporary teacher shortage and encouraged the community to apply to be a substitute teacher.
People behind these doors at the Caddo Parish Schools District main office are having to fill in the classroom because that's how critically low they're running in terms of staffing. This is Lisa Woolfolk, the Chief Human Resource Officer for Caddo Parish Schools. Right now, she's sitting at her desk in the main district office, but lately she's had to take on multiple roles.
All of our divisions where we had certified employees that weren't already in a classroom, they were deployed. We are in a critical shortage for subs right now.
She says December was one of the toughest months with 1,247 unfilled teacher vacancies out of the 2,500 current teachers employed.
Monday through Thursday or Monday through Wednesday, we're okay. The principals have been very creative on how they do that, but Friday just hits us.
The week of December 6th, there were 369 absences Monday. Fast forward to Friday, and there were 436 absences, 67 fewer people working.
With the pandemic, a lot of our subs are not coming or they may get COVID.
This begs the question, right? If we have teachers that are coming in to teach maybe art and they don't have an art background, how is that affecting maybe the kids' learning?
The teachers have to leave 3 days worth of emergency plans for the sub. But a lot of our teachers, if it's a critical area, the principals may get another teacher to teach during that planning period.
These issues are not unique to Caddo Parish, though. It's a nationwide problem fueled by several factors.
The ever-changing curriculums, you look at the pay, you look at the respect of the profession.
Woolfolk says she monitors the number of absences every morning around 5 or 6 a.m. with the mission to cover any and all gaps. Woolfolk says the district is offering stipends to teachers who teach during their planning periods, and she says that she's advocating for higher, more competitive pay for their subs. If you want to apply, you can do so online if you have a high school diploma, associate's degree, or a bachelor's degree. She says the hiring process usually takes 3 to 5 days. Destiny Patterson reporting, KSLA News 12.
It's really bad. They're hiring people in 3 days. So it's easy for toxic people like her to get through the cracks. They don't have to have the same training like normal teachers have to go through, and they can be before your kids within a matter of days. When you really think about it like that, the thought of it is kind of frightening. But let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Adrena is obviously out of order here. What do you think her punishment should be? Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.